Minister of Housing and Urban Development Ahmed Dangiwa and the Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission Ola Olukoyede have jointly inspected a confiscated estate comprising of 753 housing units previously owned by former CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele. Now, the estate in Abuja was recovered by the EFCC and handed over to the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development following a directive from President Bola Tinubu. During the inspection on Wednesday, Dangiwa said the ministry would begin technical assessments, including integrity tests on the buildings. He added that once cleared, the housing units will be completed and made available for purchase by Nigerians through the already active Renewed Hope Housing portal. Now, the ministry's Director of Press and Public Relations, Badamasi Haiba, released a statement yesterday and said that the government of the day is very serious about fighting corruption. And he described this as a landmark recovery, as one of the most significant in the nation's history within a short span of time. 753 housing units. That's a lot.
And that's a landmark recovery. And kudos to this government as regards that. That's a landmark recovery, because when that case, was on, and I think most of the part of that case is still on, Anyway, there's been a rebuttal also too. They're saying that the houses were linked to Emefiele, that is not really the case and all of that. And the government is insisting and said, okay, it's houses recovered from Emefiele. But whatever it is, corruption has no place in our country and it should be totally condemned. But it also needs to go across board. If this government is saying that they are fighting corruption, we need to get a report of what has transpired during the Better Edu's case. We need to get a report of what transpired during what is it called? I've talked about the Better Edu's case. We need to also get a report of what transpired, other corruption cases and allegations that have transpired since the time of this government. We need to get a wholly. I know the Minister of Health has talked about the fact that Minister of Education has talked about the fact that there's no corruption in health fund and all of that. We also need to get a proper investigation into all that has transpired. We also need to look holistically into what has transpired with the NNPC. How this government spent over billions, Warrior and Port Harcourt refinery. And we need to get receipts so that it's holistic across board. The fight against corruption, we also need to get to the end of the Ayabilu case. Also, we also need to look at what has transpired, this Naira flunking, whatever and everything, and don't decimate the Naira and everything and all of that. There are some people that we have seen videos of them spraying Naira. Till today, the EFCC said they will call up Topolo. We are still waiting for that. Or this fight against corruption must not be selective. It must be seen to be spread across board. All the recovery must be based. About over a year after now, we've not seen the full investigative report. If Better Edu is free, what really transpired? We need to be able to get accountability. That's just it. It's not only one-sided fight against corruption. That's just my point. But this is a good one. Yeah. A good one, this government.
You listen to that. Very good. Interesting. It's good to fight corruption. Nobody is against that. But while you're fighting corruption, you need to do the same thing across the board. It shouldn't be one-sided. That's the problem here, right? So the way Rufai even said, anyways, the current government cannot fight corruption inside the state government, especially people serving the government, right? They cannot fight corruption. It's when they serve their terms, they're gone, right? Other government comes in, that's when they will fight the previous administration of corruption. Meanwhile, the current one will be looting the money and they will be busy fighting those ones. That's how it is. So, like Rufai said, the case of Better Edu, we didn't hear anything about that again. For like a year now, nothing happened, right? Very good. So the way the Tinubu and the EFCC have succeeded in dealing with Emefiele, if they are serious in fighting corruption across the board, maybe by now we don't see the doings of the EFCC. Do you understand? Because fighting corruption in Nigeria is being one-sided. If you does not belong to a ruling party, they'll come for you. If you belong to the ruling party, you are corrupt, there's no problem. So it should go across the board. It shouldn't be one-sided, one zone, one region. No, it should go around. And again, talking about this building, 753 units. Now it has been handed over to federal government. The question is, what happened next? We want to see the end of this story. Now they want to complete the house and start selling, right? The money goes to where? What would they use the money for? Federal government. I hope this will not be people in government will not take opportunity, will not use this as opportunity to enrich themselves. This will not be compromised, and the people in government will not, because we know a lot of things like this. when EFCC, all the some goals actors want to confiscate those items, what happens after? The people in government or the EFCC members, they will go and auction them to their friends, to their family, or even the same person serving as a member, right? They will not use their brothers, sisters, or even friends' name to acquire those things in auction. Right? That's what they do. That's why this one, I hope, is not going to be the same thing. What happened after? Even if they succeeded in completing the house selling, what happened to the proceeds of that? To the proceeds of those units, 53 units of 753 units. What happened to them? I hope this will not be compromised. The people in government will not use this opportunity to enrich themselves and their brothers, sisters. Will not use the opportunity to acquire houses for them, which I know that's what will definitely happen at the end of the day. So now it has been handed over to the federal government, the case closed. But we want to see the end after completion. What happened? Then, now it has been handed over to the government on paper. Federal government do not even have the time. Now, the ministry that is handling this one, that this one is under his care now, that one, enjoyment. You don't use opportunity, buy houses. That's how it is. That's how it is. Now, you don't use opportunity, buy houses. So the friends and family now will be the beneficiary of this. Who is going to benefit? Is the friends and families of these people. They are going to be the beneficial of this whole thing. So the way they succeeded in dealing with Emefiele now, they should do it across the board so that we know they are truly fighting corruption. Nobody is against you fighting corruption. It's the corruption that is one of the problems the country is facing today. If you can do this, fine. Let it go round. We know a lot of people. Lots of Yaya Bello is there. Lots of this one. I don't want to mention names. Just that one Yaya Bello. You know, imagine somebody that paid the school fees of his children that are not even in university yet, paid in advance. What do you call that? What happened? And now the matter, whoa, EFCC, they shoot, they don't allow you to go, they do this, they did that. At the end of the day, what happened? Yaya Bello now is a saint, right? But in the eyes of Nigerians, Yaya Bello is not. It's not a saint. But EFCC now, what happened? The other one, there are many, a lot. So, anyways, we are waiting. We want to see the end of this story. Please share this video. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'll be your guy now.